Hi, Todd Harris here. Just wanted to share a little bit more about how I have done things in my role as program director at Mission Meadows. So I hope this can be helpful for whoever kind of ends up taking up some of these duties. But a huge resource and a really valuable tool that I have used in almost every aspect of my job has been Google Drive. Basically, every year I create a new Google Drive folder. The names and things like that have kind of changed as I've just found, and played around with my preferences for organizing. But I essentially make a folder for every year, and within that folder, there is a folder for summer specific stuff as well as school year specific stuff. So I just wanted to go into that a little bit, how I've organized stuff. Also where stuff is going to be located, so that should you be trying to find a certain document or a resource for something, you can locate it easily. So one, I hope that this can be helpful in terms of seeing how I've chosen to organize things, and maybe at least give you a blueprint for maybe organizing things yourself, whoever ends up taking over. Second, I want this video to clearly explain kind of where things are, so that should you need a document, a resource, whatever it might be, you know where to find them. So I'm basically have been transferring everything of importance into this Heart Mission Meadows Other Stuff folder. Now within this folder, like I said, I've broken up the year into two folders. You see the 2019 Summer Plans folder, and then the 2018-2019 school year. Let's start with the school year. In the 2018-19 school year folder, there's three main points of organization here. The first is contact lists for retreats. So this is just a running list that I've kept of all ministry contacts, youth pastors, maybe volunteers from different churches, senior pastors. Just contact people from different churches. It's important to be able to reference that from time to time if I'm maybe looking for a speaker or just need to remind someone of an event coming up or what have you. So that's just kind of a running contact list for the ministry. Down here, these are just some miscellaneous documents that I just put together that don't fit into one folder specifically. Here is the program weekends. Okay, so for the 2018 and 2019 school year, within the program weekends folder, I've made a folder for each program weekend that we do. So we program a junior high retreat, a senior high retreat, man camp, and a snow overnight trailblazer retreat. Now within each of these folders, you're basically going to find the same materials. Okay, there's going to be a schedule of there's going to be a basic retreat schedule that that we print off and hand to people, and so there's that. That's also always a resource for the next year, because maybe you kind of edit it in such a way that you plug in some new things, but you keep the blueprint necessarily the same. At least that's what I've done. So there's leader notes. That's just basic random notes of, hey, for example, on Friday, who's going to be doing what. Hey, on Saturday, who's leading this game, who's leading that game. So just some notes that I have, make for each weekend to keep myself organized, but also to hand out to the various leaders that are going to be tasked with organizing an event or emceeing something. So those are the main points of importance, and then those similar documents can be found within each folder. There's typically just going to be a schedule and then some sort of leader notes. Okay, so that's how I keep that organized as far as our school year things. Now if we go back into the summer plans folder, this is really the meat and potatoes of the organization that we have at camp here. Okay, this has basically, it has a folder for every week that we do throughout the summer. So there's every type of camp that we do. We have a day camp folder that you see here. There's Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend. There's Independence Week, all ages camp, junior high camp, senior high camp, trailblazer camp, staff training. And within that, there are all sorts of various various resources that we've accumulated year to year. And what I do each year when I make the new summer folder for that year, I move all the documents from the previous year into the corresponding spot for the current year so that they can be used as a reference. You can make copies of any sort of document on Google Docs, and then you can rename that copy for the current year. But just to give you an example, okay, here's the junior high camp folder for this year, and we haven't added any documents into it yet. But what I did do is within that, you're going to see the junior high 2018 folder, and it says for reference. So, you know, right within my 2019 summer plans folder, I can click on junior high camp, and I can see, okay, what'd they do last year? Let's see what they did for 2018. And, you know, I see, okay, you know, they have a cabin assignments list. The cabin assignments are going to be different this year, but I want to use that template that's going to be helpful. So I can click on that. And then, for example, I would click File up here. Just waiting for it to load. I would click File. And then I could click Make a Copy. I could, you know, then I can specify what folder I want to put it in. I would click Back, and then I would just simply select the junior high camp for the 2019 summer plans. Junior high camp, I'd put it there. I'd rename it. You know, this is the cabin assignment, so cabin assignments 2019 junior high, and then there we go. So that's how the documents from the previous years can be helpful. And in each, for the 2019 summer plans junior high folder, there's a junior high 2018 materials that you can reference. So again, we have all sorts of pertinent information in here for every week that we have for camp. There's also some more logistical behind the scenes stuff. We have a folder for staffing, which I'll go into detail on that information in a different video. There is there's a folder for summer speakers, which you can see the detailed information about how we go about recruiting speakers and setting up contracts and that in another video as well. That's kind of how the Google Doc is organized. Again, the two most important things, it's broken up into the school year and the summer plans for 2018 and for 2019. All previous materials from previous years have been moved into these folders for reference, and they're labeled, hey, this is from 2018, you can use it for reference. That is all for this video. Hope it was helpful. And we'll talk later. Thanks.